Yes, sir. Recording is on, sir.
Okay.
So, should I proceed, sir?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. A very good afternoon to all of you, respected Director Dr. G.D. Gupta, sir, all HOD members, faculty members, and dear students. Today, on the behalf of ISF College of Pharmacy, I welcome Ms. Neha Goyal, who is an IPR practitioner having a total working experience of 15 years in intellectual property rights patents. She is a gold medalist in bioinformatics from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and served 3 years as a lecturer in couple of reputed Indian colleges. Thereafter, she moved to a couple of international IPR firms. She has extensive hands-on experience in handling patent analytics, patent drafting, patent filing, patent prosecution, trademark design, and copyright-related portfolios. She has worked for prestigious clients like Boston Scientific, Unilever, GSK, Top Glove, Tel Aviv University, Uflex Limited, and many startups. She understands the IPR law of India, Europe, UK, US, Australia, and Canada. Currently, she is the founder of Unipatriot Consultant Limited and heading of team 8 to 10 technical and legal professionals. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
everyone. Sir, should we start or we should wait for? I can see some more participants are joining. Should we
Okay,
wait for?
madam. So we will take the 5 minutes so that we can interact at that time and we can come to know each and everything. So brief about from my side. So first of all, I welcome Madam Neha Goyal ji, and I think she is the first time on the platform of the ISF College of Pharmacy. Neha ji, this college was established in 1984 as a diploma in pharmacy, and right now and we have started the BPharm graduate course in 2000
Okay.
and postgraduate program in 2005. Right now, we are running all the pharmacy program, G Farm, B Farm, M Farm in 9 branches, postgraduate Farm D PB, and we are also running the regional center of IKG-PTU for PhD, as well as we have also an autonomous institute. So we are also running the PhD program in pharmaceutical sciences. This is the only institute in the North India having excellent infrastructure and well known in the field of the pharmacy. We have achieved in 2021 NRIF ranking is 29th in India in pharmacy category, and we have achieved the excellent rank in area in 2021. And during the lockdown, our faculty member and research team, they all did the excellent job, and we have received one of the major award. This is the Utkrish Sansthan award by the AICT. So these are the some of the only few specification, or you can say brief about the ISF College of Pharmacy. And as we know that because we are the professional and educationists nowadays in the most probably in all parts of the India, not only pharmacy and technology, everywhere and every university, one of the proper cell is the IPR, and we all are also highly focused on the IPR because nowadays this thing is the very important for the types of the patents, and nowadays this is the basic requirement of the ATAL ranking and AICT, CII, NRIF, as well as the any autonomy or any types of the accreditation. They are highly focused how many patent you have. So now that at the initial level person is want to the only apply the patent and forget it and job is over. Just like a submission of the thesis, degree is the awarded and that's okay. But nowadays, people are the more worry about the this is the published, and then they are worry about the grant of this one.
Right.
So things are going on the very sharp meter and sharp part. At the initial level, when we published one paper, then I am very happy. Nowadays, the happiness convert in which journal. This is the scopus, not scopus, impact factor at what levels of the journal. So
Right.
like that. So these types of the things technically peoples are nowadays very very sound.
Right.
So I think today's this technical session with the Neha Goelji, I hope that it will be the more fruitful and effective. And not only I want to the stop our journey with this lecture, I also associate Madam Neha Goelji with this institute so that you can give some of the input and improve our the IPR cell regularly. So I hope that you can accept our invitation and individual level at that time platform maximum are the faculty member. So at when we if we have to the organize this webinar in the month of the April and May or month of the August, then I feel that within a few minutes we have the more than the 100 of the participants. But at that time 80% of the faculty in the summer vacation. Today's organizer Dr. Siddharth Mehanji, even that time he is also in the summer vacation at their home. So that is why I have started the recording so that we can put this lecture on our website as well as our YouTube channel, so that person they will be the interact and come to know more about the patent application and how we can take the grant of the patent like that. So now I feel that we can take not more than 2 minutes, and the session is the open so that we will be the more interactive. And we request to all the HODs, they are the at that platform. If you have some of the small input, you're welcome, please. Related to the patent, related to the IPR, and related to the copyright, related to the design registration, like that. So if you have such types of the things, you can put, and then within 2 or 3 minutes we have a start, and we have the listen to the today's speaker. This is the very very important. So most of the people they are the join, and I request all the person faculty member give a phone call to your students, so they will be also take benefit and join the system. So now, Dr. Samsherji, do you want to input something? Dr. Samsher, Dr. Bhupender, Dr. Charan over here, and number of the all other faculty members, Dr. Naresh Kumar Kangraji, Dr. Ashati. So if you have some any input, because we have the 2 minutes after that, Neha, she will the continue the technical session. Behanji, madam is, I think,
I think, sir, due to network issue, she
yeah,
left.
yeah,
She
see,
is,
okay,
yes, sir. I called her. She is going to join, sir.
okay, okay. So, Samsherji, you can give your input if you have any.
So, dear faculty members and participants, I think due to network issue, Neha Goel ma'am is left. So, she is going to join. So, we will start this session soon. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, apologies everyone. Actually, there was some power cut happened in our office, and it took
Yes,
some
ma'am.
time.
Please continue. We
Yeah.
all are waiting.
Okay, I'm just sharing my slides.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to view my screen, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you. Special thanks to Dr. G.D. Gupta, sir, and ISF College of Pharmacy for giving us opportunity to share my experience and the knowledge skills which I have gathered in these so many years. I feel, myself very much gratitude to all of you and to God that I'm able to convey whatever I have learned so far in this, intellectual property rights field to all of you. So, as I discussed with Dr. Siddharth sir, he told me that almost all the faculty members and PhD students, they are aware of what is basic concept of a patent application, trademark. They understand what is the difference between various intellectual property rights. So I'm not touching that base. And the concept of patent applications, actually it plays a very, very significant role, especially for pharmaceutical type of inventions. So I'll touch base that. I hope everybody is clear with what is patent and difference between different types of IPR. Still, I'm just covering the basic. I hope you are able to view my screen, the
Yes,
second
ma'am.
slide. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, just rebrushing your concepts about patent, there is a difference between research paper and patent. Though both disclose your invention, your research, both are the paper documents only. But there is a far, far difference between both the types of documents, research paper and patent. So, in research paper, whatever you do research, whatever experiments you are performing, or whatever you propose to do that research, you publish that in the form of a research paper. But patent is actually more towards protection. Just like when you purchase a piece of land or a flat or a shop or any vehicle, what you will do, you will go to the court, you will register it on your name. Why do you do that? So that any other person, any other third party is not able to infringe or use your property here is your flat, your vehicle, your anything which you procure or you are going to register on your name. So you don't want the other person to steal it or to make it or to use it. So similarly, the patent, it provides a legal protection, whatever you think in your mind. If we just talk about in 1500 BC time, in that era, there were many inventions, many solutions were coming up for the different types of societal problems, and inventors, they were not ready to share their knowledge of those solutions or inventions with the public. Why? Because of course they were afraid of that they have invested so many years in developing a solution for a particular problem. So why they would share that knowledge with other people without any cost? So the government, in that time, they came up with an idea that let's give some protection, some legal protection to these inventors for their hard work and effort, the turmoil which they spent, in so many years. So they came up with patent. So patent is a right which is granted by the government. Now this is a right granted by the government. This is given by the government to whom? To the owner of the property. The property here is intellectual property which is there in your mind or your research. Why this right is being granted? It is granted to exclude others, so that the other people, they are not able to make your idea, sell your idea, or use your idea, but this is for a limited period of time. Now, for pharma type of inventions, it's very, very important to understand limited period of time, because government wants us to excel, to improve, to innovate. If they will give unlimited time of period for this protection, then there won't be any end and people would become lazy. That inventor would just keep on selling, 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 and they are, with over a period of time, diseases change, body resistance changes. So pharmaceutical inventions or medicines, they have to change. There should be some developments. So they provide a very limited period of time. Now, whenever you go to any shop, you give money. In exchange of that, you get something. So there is nothing free. So if government is giving you this exclusive right for this limited period of time, that is 20 years, then in exchange, it needs something from you. Being inventor or applicant, you need to share all the details of your invention in the public disclosure. Now here, any pharma person, any medical practitioner, or any cosmetologist, they just get demotivate. Oh my God, they have to disclose everything. So it means they often say कि मेरी तो invention गई, my composition उसने चुरा ली. Because in pharmaceutical compositions we really understand that even a 0.01 difference also it makes a difference. But I would tell you how to escape from such things. Now this is a negative, I am writing here, it's a negative monopoly right. Now why it is negative monopoly right? Because this is not a right that okay, you will become the owner and nobody can work on it, or nobody can research, do the research on it. For example, you are developing a formulation and it's been you got the patent granted and you are owner of that formulation for 20 years, but it does not mean that the other person or any student is also being prohibited not to do research on your invention. They can develop better formulations than your formulations. So that's why we say it is a negative monopoly right. Now, in patent application, whosoever has filed patent applications, they understand that there are different parts of a patent application like title, abstract, background, detailed description, summary, object, you know that. But out of all these parts, heart of any patent application is claims. And this is very, very important from perspective of, especially pharmaceutical formulations. What we have seen is people, they just copy their material from research papers, they just put it in patent application, they don't understand what is a claim, and they just put it, they just make draft the claims like that. And even if their patent application is being granted, they have got the grant on their patent application, but still they are not able to commercialize it. Why? Because claims which set the boundary of your invention, that you are not able to give a proper fencing. For example, you purchase a beautiful house and you forgot to make a good strong fence. Then any animals or any strangers, anybody can just peep in your house. So similarly, claims which set up the boundary of your invention, of your patent application, we have to be extra careful with the claims, so that the benefit, the maximum benefit goes to you and you are able to commercialize your invention in a freedom manner. I hope you all are able to view my all the screens, the screen I'm changing.
Yes, ma'am, we are able.
Okay, thank you. Now I am focusing more on subject matter, that inventions, what kind of subject matter you can protect through patent rights. So more significance is to the claims. You can protect your product. Product means you can protect your composition, any formulation, Let's take example of paracetamol. Paracetamols, what are the ingredients in that paracetamol? You can definitely protect it. And for that, you can also give your Marcus claims. You understand what is a Marcus claim? So, you can give this type of claim also in India patent applications, and it's very much accepted. But the condition is it should not be very much broad. Second is that you must give percentage range of ingredients or constituents of your composition. So it should not be like that, okay, my composition is comprising A, B, C, but how much quantity you would put of A, B, and C, because then only any technical person would be able to compose that composition, unless you won't mention how much quantity is required of each of the constituents, how much are the parameters or the reaction parameters are being required, what will be the temperature condition. So we have to specify each and everything. But here, the very important thing which need to be noted down is that you can provide a range. Though you are getting the results at a very specific value of the ingredients, but you can provide a range. For example, 3 to 5% means, but it should not be like the very broad range. It should not be like that, okay, I am putting 20 to 98%. No, you can put a very nominal range which is widely accepted in India and Europe patent laws. Second is you can also protect method or process. You can protect method for preparing the composition. Now the composition here, it doesn't mean that you will get the patent rights only on the allopathic compositions. You can get patent grant rights on even Ayurvedic or herbal formulations as well. But the condition is again you have to provide the percentage range. Well, if your product is new, you can also protect method for preparing it. Even if your product is old, then also but you have developed some good method, some novel method, then also you can protect it through process or method. In the third situation is you can protect both product and process. Because sometimes what happened, we always advise to protect both, and we do that practice only because suppose you have come up with a new formulation, but you are not protecting any method or any process, then any other person who is making the same product but with different method, then also that person is not able to protect that formulation. He is able to protect that method. But if you have developed a method, a new method, and you have come up for an old product, then again you cannot sue that person who is using different method. But product, if the method is different but product is same, which is your product, then you can sue that person because he cannot make that product without your permission, even if the method is different, and for that he has to take license from you. So this is very, very important that we very significantly we provide the percentage of range of ingredients, and we can also protect a method or a process. Now sometimes people say that, okay, we are using the same method but we have come up with a different product and they have not filed any patent protection. So but then in that case also you can sue that person. Now basic things of patent, you understand that patent are territorial rights. Means if you are filing patent application in India, you will get protection in India only. For US, you have to file in US. There is nothing like international patent, which often many inventors they often do ask that what do you mean by international. मैम ऐसा भी कोई होता है international patent कि हम एक बार कराएं कि सारी दुनिया पे हमें we get the rights. It's not like that. Limited period time, 20 years, which we have already discussed. Now, if you got any FER on any of your patent applications, you must have seen, agents, patent agents or attorneys, they discuss कि sir novelty का objection है या inventive step का है, industrial applicability का है. They almost, they discuss these kind of. Now, these are the three basic requirements for grant of the patent rights. First is novelty, inventive step, and then is industrial applicability. Now, for any invention or any solution, there is no age bar. Anybody can invent, even a minor child can invent, they can seek the patent protection. And any problem can be solved. So it is not like that if you are from pharma, you cannot solve any engineering problem or you cannot come up with a solution for daily life. Suppose you something अपने जुगाड़ से you have come up with some new kind of innovation, you can definitely protect it through patent rights. We will discuss novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability one by one. I will tell you that how you have to be careful. Most of the times when inventors, especially from academics, they come to us, they often think कि मैम अभी के लिए तो आप हमारी फाइल कर दो, एग्जामिनेशन पे देखेंगे क्या करना है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. आपका जो डिस्क्लोजर है दैट हैज टू बी सेल्फ सफिशिएंट. वी हैव टू मेक ड्राफ्ट इन सच अ मैनर दैट देयर आर नो ऑब्जेक्शंस. Even if there are objections, we are able to overcome those objections. So whole effort has to be there in the beginning before we file the patent application, not at the examination, because उस time पे आप कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. You have to submit each and everything before patent, when you submit your disclosure or you share your idea with your patent agent. Now, first is novelty. Novelty, you understand, anything which is absolutely new comes under novelty. Now, in novelty, there are two different criteria. One is anything which is absolutely new. पहले से किसी ने कुछ भी काम नहीं किया था, you came up with really a fantabulous idea and that is absolutely new. Second, what if it's not absolutely new? Can we get the patent rights? Yes, definitely we can get. But there are some exceptions for especially pharma-related inventions which fall under Section 3D. Under Section 3D, any new form of a known substance, any new property of a known substance, new use of a known substance, or mere use of a known process or machine or apparatus, they cannot be granted patent rights. They can be granted patent rights only with exceptions. Now, in these, what are not allowed? Suppose in new forms, for example, you have developed some salt or esters or ethers or polymorphs or metabolites or any pure forms, complexes, combinations of known components, derivatives, particle sizes if you have worked something, isomers, or you are simply merely mixing two isomers and it's very obvious that something known will come out. You cannot get patent rights granted on such kind of formulations, on compositions. You can get patent rights on these formulations only when you are able to differ them significantly in properties with regard to efficacy. For example, I mixed A and B, A और B को mix करके मेरी जो C प्रोडक्ट आई वो पहले से कभी भी नहीं आई थी लेकिन अब आ गई है और इसकी जो प्रॉपर्टीज हैं जो पहले D आती थी D से बेटर है. इसकी फिजिको केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज में सपोज देयर इज सम इंप्रूवमेंट, सॉल्युबिलिटी में इंप्रूवमेंट है या परमिएबिलिटी में इंप्रूवमेंट है इन एनी बायोकेमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज में या फिर कुछ टॉक्सिसिटी लेवल्स में, सो देन इट कैन बी granted patent rights. Or if you say ki paracetamol is already known, I have come up with another use that it can also treat cancer along with fever, then you cannot. New use of a known substance, you cannot. But you say that, okay, this is the mechanism, I did some changes in the formulation, or say this is the path, and you are able to defend your that study with the help of experiments and research, then definitely you can get the patent protection. Now, novelty to humne, we can prove that, okay, this is A, B, C. Now, A, B, C are already known or not. A, B, and D is not known, you can get. There won't be any objection on novelty. Now, second step is inventive step. Inventive step means if your subject matter is already known, अगर आपकी formulation पहले से ही है, आपने उसमें कुछ modifications की हैं, the story does not end here. The story starts from here in a way that are your modifications able to provide any advancement in technology? Means आप कुछ properties में change कर पाए, drug की absorption में, या उसके treatment के, या उसकी half life में, in anything, or economically. Are you able to save any cost? For example, पहले 10 steps थे किसी method के लिए. Now there are 3 steps. My raw materials, number of raw materials used are less, labor is less, cost is less, number of steps are less, then there would be significance in economic, change in the economical significance, or both. If your invention or formulation is able to provide either of them, then you can definitely be approved for patent rights granted. Now, for this, to defend this, inventive step, we need to provide all the experimental details of your invention. Now, experimental, यहाँ पर हमें सिर्फ ये नहीं experiment करना that okay, I tried this formulation on these animals, these were the parameters, these were the results. That's good. But apart from that, if you are able to provide the comparative analysis for the inventions which are already known and you did some modifications, for example, in the form of chemical stability or solubility, log p value or IC50 value, permeability or biochemical properties, pharmacokinetics, toxicity. So any of these properties, if you are able to provide any substantial changes that, okay, this is the graph or these are the improvements, definitely you can get the patent rights granted. And we have got success, in getting the patent rights granted for pharmaceutical, especially herbal also we got grant. Industrial step means something which is not superficial, that you have come up with idea, okay, my machine is giving 100% efficiency, 100% output, which is not possible. So industrial step means this, and this is not very much being objected. Now, apart from these 3 main points, there are other requirements for grant. First is best enablement, that you have to disclose each and everything in the patent application, in the detailed description, in techno and legal manner. It should not be just like you are drafting your research paper. It should be a proper techno-legal document. You have to provide all the experimental results. But with the ranges, you can go ahead with the percentage range. Now, the third thing which is very, very important is, and you will not get the grant even if your all objections are overcome, that is approval from NBA. Now, it's very, very important that, if any of the resources you have used is biological specimen, then you have to get the approval from NBA. And if it's new, it's not there before, you have to deposit that specimen at NBA. Now, often inventors, they are not aware of approval from NBA means We are using this biological specimen from nature. If our invention gets commercialized tomorrow, then we will be sharing royalty with NBA. So that's why there is a proper agreement. If anybody of you have got approval in any of your previous inventions, there is a proper agreement, between you and NBA. There is some share percentage also they define. So please, you have to be aware of your these rights. This is how the patent certificate it looks like when it gets granted. There is nothing like that you have to come up with really very big inventions or big formulations. Even a small idea, it can be patented. Like this is 1982 patent, US patent, and all the patent laws, they are applicable, same applicable to every country. So whatever laws are applicable to India, they are applicable to outside all the countries. Only the differences timelines may vary. So this is anti-eating face mask, like we used mask for corona purposes. Now here, this is anti-eating. This is being used by chefs who are prone to eating, so they just want to prevent themselves from overeating, so they develop this mask. Greenhouse helmet, somebody put some plants in their helmet, and this is how, see, these are very funny patents, and still these patents got really they got patented, granted. Now patent, you can file or protect any idea for which you get 20 years. You can also get aesthetic view, for example, this is a pen. Now outer appearance of this product can also be done. For example, you have come up with a tablet, and its design or aesthetic is really unique. You think it should be protected, you can definitely go for design protection. This is for 10 years. Plants also, you can get protection. Different plant varieties have different span of years of protection. Now, these are the steps which are being followed. If you are already filing many patent applications, you must be aware of. As you understand, one of the requirements for the grant is novelty. So it's very important. You can identify novelty at your level also, so that you can be escaped from searching costs that patent attorney gives you. You can identify novelty at Google patent, or it's simple Google also, in which you can find out through your research papers or any patent documents. Then you proceed to file, draft the patent application. Then we file it. Then your application gets published. Now in publication, you know that there are two routes, normal and early. So early, you get it published in, like these days they are publishing even in 3 days also, 1 week, or maximum time is 15 days. You can get it examined. You will examine the controller will examine the patent application only when you put the request for examination. For this also, it can be normal or it can be fast mode. Now when your objections will be overcome, your application would be granted. Else you can appeal to high court, or your application can be rejected if you don't follow the requirements which the controller mentions. Now, any product, whether it's pharmaceutical or it's mechanical or it's daily life, it can be protected from all the prospects. First is patent. Through patent, you can protect the formulation or a process. You can protect name of this medicine in the form of trademark. You can protect packaging or shape of this tablet or medicine through design. And then any content which is written on the label, you can protect it through copyright. These are some myths and facts which I have just tried to enlist as many as possible, which I felt during my this experience inventors, they have these, doubts in their mind. The first myth is my formulation will be copied easily from the patent document. This is very obvious. When like you disclose entire thing in your research paper, it gets away access to public, and some of the research papers are paid. So whenever the any uh, the reader who is going to read the patent research paper, he will pay you, then only they will be able to go through your research paper. But patent documents are completely free to the public. Now if you remember, on our first slide we just went through that the government asks for the complete disclosure for 20 years, then only you will be given these specific rights. So now the one way to escape to leak your formulation is to provide the percentage of the ingredients in range, not the specific. Second myth is that I will disclose my work after getting publication in a good journal. Yesterday only I received FER for one of my client. He did not inform us that he published his research paper in 2015, and his own research paper was cited as a prior art in that FER. So even if you are going for research publication, you make sure that in 12 months you are going to file your patent application. But I would suggest you try filing your patent application primarily. Then immediately after filing, you can go for research publication. You need not to wait for publication for patent document. I will look for investors or buyers first, some because we understand, in pharma related inventions, a lot of time is required, a lot of expenses, cost is required to develop one formulation. So, often inventors and researchers, they think, okay, they will get investment first, then only they will do. But no, you firstly need to protect your application by filing it, because you cannot trust investors or buyers completely. Patent office does not grant patent rights easily for pharmaceutical formulations. Now this is often a myth that pharma के लिए बहुत मुश्किल है, especially herbal and ayurvedic. It's not like that. If you are completing the whole requirements which I just mentioned in the previous slides, you would definitely get the grant on the patent rights. I can do minor changes in formulation and enjoy monopoly forever. No, it's not like that. If you are just changing, instead of fluoride, you are putting chloride. No, you cannot get a monopoly like that. Yeah, there has to be substantial change. That substantial change has to be consequently be a new innovation or new formulation. I need some more time and I will wait for good experimental results. This is often the mistake which most of the inventors they do, because we cannot wait for results, because anybody, any colleague or your friend or any outside or third party to whom you reveal or you may discuss your invention, they can quickly go and file your idea in on their name. So, and patent office, they always go for first come first serve basis. So you can file the provisional specification in which you can just disclose the broad composition or broad idea, and within 12 months then you have to submit your results. Patent application is just like a research paper, but they are different. So each one of us is a born inventor, I think, and our mind thinks 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. So just imagine in one day if we are generating these many thoughts. So you can just think of that out of these thoughts, we also come up with some innovative thoughts. The thing is that we often forget if there was a problem. Either we crib, or we just leave or ignore, or we just rely on third parties. Like G.D. Gupta sir, he said in the introduction that we are in academics, we always go for rankings. Rankings are now dependent upon the innovations. But just to add on to sir, I would just add on one more thing. It's now very, very important for us Indians to be now smart and to be more protective, because it's been a kind of in our culture from since ages that we always donate, we always give, we hardly bother that we are getting some profits out of it or not. But now, what these days, what is happening? China is so much active in filing the inventions, and every other invention China has. And China is number one in filing the patent applications in India. So I'm really afraid that that if suppose we have not protected any formulation of our, any invention of our legally, but China company has protected it in India, even though we are on our motherland, but still we will not be able to do commercialization. Why? Because China is that particular company or inventor, he is already owner of that particular formulation. Even China beats US in patent filings for the second straight year. This news was there, in one of the online papers. I just got this. Chinese applicants submitted 68,720 patent requests in 2020. Now you just see, when the whole world was struggling with corona and with downfalls, China was the only country they were just filing patent applications. They were just protecting those inventions legally. We also work for many foreign attorneys, and in US there is a culture to invalidate somebody else's granted patent. And whenever I do such invalidity searches, I often get China applications, only the China applications, not even the US or Europe applications. So we have to be very, very much careful, and we need to, being academicians, being professionals, we need to motivate our students and fellow members to protect, to first of all, to innovate, to find a solution for any problem, then to protect it legally immediately. So we have to be alert. China is preparing silently, and I'm not, I would be, there won't be any wonder that if China, they just the preparing for another, war, which would be in the form of patent, IPR. These are the services which we provide: patent, trademark, design. We file patent applications in India, US, Canada, Australia, Malaysia, Europe, Singapore. Even we filed applications in Germany, South Africa. So design also we got, very good in Europe. In 1 month we got the grant certificates. So you can always let me know in case of any assistance or any queries. This is my email address and my phone number. You can just note down and you can let me know if any queries. Even now also we can discuss. Thank you so much for your time and patience.
Thank you, Neha ma'am, for your precious time to strengthen this session. So I request to faculty members and students who are joined now, if there are any questions they can ask. Okay, ma'am, I have a few questions. Can you answer them in a brief manner?
Sure, sir.
Yes. The first question is, how we can strengthen patent process and its significance in academic and research?
So strengthening would be in, I would say strengthening should be in the form of, quality patents, not in the volume. Like we often go for that, okay, number of filings. But like in pharma, it's not difficult. You have experimental results. You can definitely file those patent applications and you can get grant also. Now to strengthen this process in academics is that you do research, so immediately you file patent application. You can do many, kind of symposiums or kind of programs you can keep, or just a kind of idea challenging contest in which students can just come up and with new and new innovations, even if they are related to pharma or not, in both the ways. So this is how many universities are approaching, and some universities and colleges, they have got success also in
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Next is, ma'am, how we can improve design patent process in academics.
What kind of design applications you in your college you have done so far?
Yes, ma'am. Like there are some experimental methodologies are there. The instruments we are working, we know these are the limitation on this instrument. So our faculty members and our research team find out the different way that is economically good,
Hmm.
economically good, methodologically point of view is it is very sound, and we get the appropriate results.
Okay, okay.
Like
Yes.
I give you a very simple example. Like there is a
Hmm.
distillation assembly is there.
Hmm.
So we know what are the limitation of a very basic distillation assembly. So the
Hmm.
one person design a very new distillation assembly and reduce the error as well as improve the efficiency of that instrument with a new design. So how we can improve these type of design patents in academics?
So definitely, if you have come up with some new innovations, you can get both. You can get utility patent, means uh, idea patent also, and you can also get design patent on both.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can always let us know. So you just click pictures. We can just tell you that these are the some pointers you have to take care when you are clicking the pictures. You can get the design right.
Yes, ma'am. This is personal question, ma'am. What is the limitation for self patent that we are patenting a file with our own conscious, and how we can improve if we are going to patent with ourselves?
Sir, the biggest limitation I also mentioned in my presentation is claims, because claims define boundary of your patent application. I have seen many inventors, they have really got very good work. They have got experimental results, but their application drafting was not good. So it's always advised to go for drafting through, patent professionals, because they know that what, legally you have to use legal words, how you can be, for example, suppose somebody is just coming up with, okay, I did, 2% of A, 3% of B, and 4% of C. But patent professional can also can come up that, okay, no, you provide a range. So similarly, there are many pointers which can really be, beneficial to the inventor, especially for the commercialization. Because if your invention is really good, and its patent rights are granted, so of course you can sell or commercialize that product to any big company.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And one last question is,
Hmm.
ma'am, you discuss about the approval from NBA, that is biological resources,
Right.
and this is the approval we required for procuring or purchasing those substances. So we didn't exactly understand the meaning of approval from NBA for biological products. It is regarding we need to mention in the patent about the procuring those chemicals or purchasing those chemicals, or we need to notify the NBA that we are using this chemical or we are using this biological product in our study. So can you please refine it, ma'am?
Sure. Actually, there are many pointers in this NBA concept. So, whenever any of the resource which you are using is biological resource, for example, you have used, for example, microbe. Okay. Now you have extracted some compound from that microbe. Now that microbe, for example, there are two scenarios. One is that microbe is already known, it's there in GenBank database, its sequence is there. You purchased that material from some laboratory. Definitely you have to mention all those details in the patent application. Apart from that, we also need to notify NBA. NBA need will give you approval. that okay, yes, you can get the patent rights granted.
Okay.
It's just like कि आपने there is some thing is already existing, and that is of nature. You are trying to commercialize, you are trying to own it, so you need to share that royalty. So NBA approval is why it's must, because we need to share the royalty later on with NBA.
Okay.
Second thing is, if your specimen is not known, you have come up with some new microbe which was not there in any of our databases, biological databases. For that, you have to submit that specimen at any of the official data banks which are there in the list. Like two, we have IMTech Chandigarh and MTCC Pune. So there you have to deposit that specimen before you file your patent application.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So at the end of this session, I request to our Honorable Director, Dr. G.D. Gupta sir, if he want to say and some of the sessions, sir.
So thank you very much, madam, and very nice information. I feel information given by you. This is very useful to the all young scientists, and you have very clearly mentioned that. Number of time we feel that filing of the any patent it is the easy, but the language drafting and what types of the wording is the required. So this is very essential, and this is the same thing as a you can say application or a need of the one of the advocate in the court, because we unable to the understand the definition of the language used in the court. In the same thing in the patent category, this is also it is not easy to the understand, but when we do the more and more practice and we the involve especially in the IPR, then I feel you can do. So what number of time we feel that we are the academician researcher and it is very difficult to give the more time to understand. So from my side I feel that if you have some of the good idea, good research work, and any good application, so you need to the connect with some of the good person, just like a Nehaji, she will advise to you. And obviously there is the consultancy charges, this is the required, because she will give the more efforts, more time, and every you can say IPR person want to give a more precision, so that the first time without any query it can be clear. So thank you very much, madam, and I hope that this lecture it will be the beneficial to each and everybody. And I will also put this recorded lecture on our YouTube, so number of the person they will take the benefit and also connect to you. So thank you very much, and thanks to the coordinator Dr. Manji and
Thank you,
all
sir.
the participants, those who are the connect and then participated in this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you,
day.
Director, sir. And I, at the end of this session, I thanks to all faculty members, dear students, and as soon as possible, we will try to upload this online session on our official YouTube channel. And special thanks to Neha ma'am for this precious time. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Thank you,
Yes.
ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, sir.